Hello, welcome. I'm just going to get into this because I want to talk about creatures. I'm going to be talking about pinnipeds, which is basically just me grouping together walruses and seals and sea lions. Really cool creatures, I like them. So fun fact, pinniped actually means fin-footed, and it comprises, like I said, seals, sea lions, and walruses. I'm just going to give a quick overview of some facts on all three of these. These are just overall facts, and then I'll go more specifically, like walrus facts, that whole thing. I'm recording and just talking, and it's making me nervous. I'm sorry. So, they are marine mammals. So, they are mammals, but they live mostly in the sea. They can come up on land, though. They also breathe air, which is important to note, hence them being mammals. But it's really cool because they can actually control the oxygen in their body. They can control it much better than humans, and it helps them to hold it in their muscles, which helps them to go underwater longer without struggling, because obviously they breathe air. It's a struggle underwater if you breathe air. Some are able to hold their breath for only 30 minutes, which is still a long time, 30 minutes. But then some, like the elephant seal, for example, can hold it for up to 2 hours, which is absolutely crazy. Also really cool, they can lower their heart rate to help them stay underwater longer too. Like the control they have over their body is absolutely incredible and fascinating to me. These creatures do come on land, as I mentioned before, but they move differently on land. The different, like walruses versus seal versus sea lion, they swim differently too, and I will get into this later, but it's very, very cool. Something else to note is that these are very social creatures, especially during like breeding season, but you'll see them in large gatherings. I love seeing videos of them all just like chilling on the rocks on the beach together. They make me so happy. I love these creatures. I love seals and sea lions and walruses so much. Oh, also back on their control over their body that helps with swimming. They can close their nostrils to help make sure no water gets in there, which is so cool. I've seen videos of them doing this. I see at like aquariums and stuff, they'll have videos they take of the sea lions, like they're closing their nostrils and stuff. I've seen some play a trumpet. You should look up those videos. I highly recommend. They also all have whiskers, and these whiskers are not just for them being cute, but it does do that. It's very useful. They use the whiskers to find prey, so it can be hard to see underwater sometimes. So especially if they can't see, if it's dark or whatever, they can detect fish just due to how sensitive their whiskers are. They can detect the fish through vibrations and through touch. Really, really cool. Also cool is that these creatures can be found on every continent. I don't feel like there's a lot of creatures, like a lot of animals. I know I keep calling them creatures. I should call them animals. There's not a lot of animals that you can find. They are such creatures, though. Okay, sorry, but there's not a lot of animals you can find on every single continent. But this is one, and that's cool. They do prefer the cold, though. They are very well adapted to cold. Hence all the blubber they have, like all their big squishiness, all their fatness. It's just, they have that to keep them warm and buoyant. It helps them float. They also have fur that helps keep them warm too. They even like shed their fur to keep their fur all nice and healthy for keeping them warm and good to go. I love seeing like when their fur is like part wet and part dry, or like the molting. They're like so scrunkly. Not so like, I don't know if that word is considered cringe now, but like that's just a good word for it. Uh, Many animals have this, but especially seals, sea lions, walruses. A lot of them have something called counter shading, which I learned about when researching them, which is very cool. It's basically a type of camouflage where an animal is darker on the top and lighter on the bottom. As I said, lots of animals have this, but this is very useful in this case scenario because it helps them blend in. So if you're looking from the top down, you'll see the darker part of them, and they're blending in with the dark bottom of the ocean. But then if you're looking up at them, they're blending in with the bright sunlit water. Something else is they're carnivores. They mainly eat fish, but there are some like leopard seals that eat like birds and penguins. If you've ever seen Happy Feet. I love all animals, and I love leopard seals. They're cool, but they do kind of freak me out a little bit, and I think it's because of Happy Feet. Walruses tend to like small marine life, like mollusks. Speaking of walruses, good segue, right? Uh, so walruses are bigger than seals and sea lions. A very notable way to tell it apart. There's a few. Another notable way to tell a walrus apart are their big tusks they have. Now, these actually have a use. other than looking really cool. They can use it to help pull themselves onto the ice from the water, and then they can also use it as defense. They're a very good like dominance factor when it comes to like mating too, like finding mates, fighting off opposing males. Other notable differences are they have less fur than seals and sea lions. They're fluffy. It's still cute though. They also, something really cool I learned is their skin actually changes color based on temperature, which I didn't know. This is so cool. So apparently in like water, or like especially just cold in general, they're a lot more pale. And then when they are out of water, they turn more red and pink. Now, this happens because when they're in water, they're constricting their blood flow in order to save body heat. And then obviously when they're out of water, they don't have to do that, so the blood vessels dilate, and then you see more of the blood in their system makes them more red, pinkish color. They also have no external ears. They still have ears, just no little like ear flaps, like you especially see on like sea lions, which we'll get to. Also, I want to get into how they swim. So when they swim, they use their back flippers like a little propeller, and then they use their front fins for steering. And then on land, they can use all four of their limbs on land, and then like they can use their little flippers. That's not something all of them can do. That's why this stuff is notable. Now let's talk about true seals, also known as earless seals, because I am going to group another group of seals in with sea lions when I talk about them. Now, true seals are notable because they have no ear flaps. So when it says earless, it doesn't mean they can't hear. They don't actually have ears. It just means it's no external ears. It's just like the little ear holes. They do have internal ears. These seals are all cute and fluffy. You know, they got the fur. They got there's lots of patterns. You know, there's cream, white, gray, black, tan, lots of colors, patterns. So I try to put a lot of color. I try to put a lot of the those like neutral seal colors in here along with a lot of patterns. I really tried to find anything that looked even remotely seal pattern and put it in here. Now, these seals actually swim pretty similarly to walruses, where they use like a side to side movement with back fins, like kind of like a fish, and then they use their front little flippers to steer. On land, though, is where it gets different. They don't have the type of front flippers where they can walk on all fours the way that walruses can. So on land, they do this thing. It's called galumping, or how do you even say this? Galumphing. I don't know. It's a cute word. I like it. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Galumphing. It's how it's spelled. I just overthink. But it's kind of like, so I found where it was described as like wiggling like a caterpillar or like bouncing on their belly. Like there's lots, I've seen lots of memes about this. Like it's just a really cute way to move around. I'm smiling so big because I'm just like thinking of like the videos. Please look up seals moving around. They're so cute. Now on to eared seals. Now these include something called fur seals and also sea lions. I want to make an important distinction, which is that all sea lions are eared seals, but not all eared seals are sea lions. So both fur seals and sea lions both have the little external sticky out ears. Like they're really cute. They're just like little baby ears that stick out. I love them so much. They also swim differently than true seals, which is a notable difference. So they actually use their front fins as the propeller and use their back fins to steer, which is the opposite of what we heard for true seals and walruses. So it's really interesting to me how they're so similar, yet they have this like very different way they swim. It's very cool when I was like, wow, when I learned this. Why did I say it like that? I feel like I said it weird. Whatever. There's some very colors with these ones too, like grays, browns, tans. I did notice sea lions are a lot more, like there's a lot of brown sea lions, you know, compared to like the seals have like white and cream and other colors, but sea lions are pretty much just brown. I need to talk about the walking thing too. So they're very similar to walruses. So even though they swim differently than walruses, they walk the same where they can pull all four flippers under their body and use all four to walk around. So We know that eared seals encompasses fur seals and sea lions, but how do we tell those two apart? I got you. So first of all, fur seals, hence the name, have a lot of fur. They have much thicker fur than sea lions. Sea lions are also noticeably bigger. And then the faces are different. So if you look at a picture of them side by side, you will notice the eyes, the snout, and the ears are all set differently between the two. I've seen sea lions described as having a bear like face, and then fur seals having more of like a pointed dog face. Sea lions also kind of look like Snoop Dogg, so that's another way to tell. Fur seals also have longer ears for hearing so well, and sea lions have longer flippers. That's my creature facts, my animal facts on sea lions, seals, and walruses. I do want to talk about the build for a second because I was just like, can I make a walrus house? Like a house that looks like a walrus? Because I feel like I could. And then I tried, and then I did. And then the inside, I just started like being inspired by like cold waters and the colors and patterns of seals and sea lions and putting that all around. And then I was like, what if the person who lives here is like a marine biologist, like works with seals kind of thing? That's why there's a bucket here with fish in it. I'm not sure why you would bring the bucket of fish that you're feeding your seals and sea lions and walruses to your home, or why you would prepare it at home. I wouldn't recommend because that would smell really bad. But this person does that. But look at this little cozy loft setup. I don't think this is functional at any means in The Sims. I don't think you could play with it like this. But it looks cool. And I'm very proud of my bathroom because it looks so cool and icy, and like the bathtub on the rocks, like you're a seal, a sea lion basking on the rocks, on the cold rocks with cold water. I love it. I want to be in there. I love it so much. I love this cozy little home. I'm gonna be honest, this also, the interior started with me seeing the rug where I'm like, that looks like a seal. The rug that he used for a living room. That looks like a seal. That looks like a seal pattern. So I thought it was cool. I need more stuff in The Sims. Somebody buy me more money. That makes no sense. Buy me Sims packs. Thank you. Your donations are welcome. I don't know where you donate it to because I'm not putting any links or anything. Just like, just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just rambling because I'm trying to like get to the end of this video. But I like it. I made it all cozy. There is no reason for me to put certain stuff in, like the stuffed animals, but I just like coziness. Yeah, there's no reason for there to be a giant anchor in there too, but again, it looks cool, so I put it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know what this ending ramble was, but I'm gonna keep it. Go watch some seal videos, some sea lion videos, some walrus videos. Pretty please. Have a nice day. I hope you're very blessed today. Bye!